Hey everybody, Seth from the M&M podcast here, or Sega Seth, as we should say. Um, so we actually ran out of space on this podcast. That's how long we went. I don't know if it's our longest to date, but I wanted to read off the Facebook thing, so that way I could still include it because you guys take time out of your day to comment on that, and that means a lot to all of us. The boys were fine with me doing this, so I'm just going to read it off and give my own perspective on it. So let's take a look. Okay, so Steph said, not sure if you guys are counting parodies, but Spaceballs is my absolute favorite. Love Spaceballs. It was on Birdie's list and it would have been on mine. It was one of those movies I remember loving as a kid because Star Wars parodies were great to me. Eric said, Hangover, Dumb and Dumber, This Is the End, Happy Gilmore, and Get Him to the Greek. I think Get Him to the Greek is the only movie I like Russell Brandon. I know that a lot has came out about him recently. And Barb said, I like Money Pit, Identity Thief, The Great Outdoors, Mr. Mom, Summer School, and Summer Rental. I love most of those movies. Love me some John Candy. Tori said Napoleon Dynamite, Where the Millers, Due Date, Big Daddy, and School of Rock. So I love Napoleon Dynamite, as you will tell on this podcast. Where the Millers is okay. Everyone seemed to like that one more. Due Date, love Due Date. Not sure if it's a comedy, but Big Daddy makes me laugh. Of course, I love Big Daddy. That's on my list. And School of Rock, I've never really loved School of Rock like everybody else has. I don't know what it is. I should. I love Jack Black, so you would think. Jake said Black Dynamite. Love Black Dynamite. Courtney said, I don't know if Legally Blonde counts as a comedy, but that movie will have me on the floor. LMAO. I haven't seen those movies in years, but I remember liking them back in the day. Jess said Juno is one of my favorites. Love Juno. I think I'm the only one that does on this podcast, but love me some Michael Cera. Ashley said National Lampoon's movies. I do love most of the National Lampoon movies. There were some later ones. It kind of went the direction of like American Pie, where there were a couple of random spin-offs, but I do love, of course, Animal House, which I always forget is attached. Then, of course, the vacation movies. I even like the 2015 one. Nikki said Wayne's World, Psycho Gorman, Suck, Game Night, Return of the Killer Tomatoes, Kung Fu Hustle, Kung Pao, Enter the Fist, and Pee-wee's Big Adventure. Now, love Wayne's World. It was on Brody's list. It was on my honorable mentions. Psycho Gorman, super underrated, super good movie. That's the thing. Nikki always chooses the underrated or obscure ones that I love, so that's awesome. Return of the Killer Tomatoes, love that one. Kung Fu Hustle and of course Kung Pao Enter the Fist, both hilarious. Well, that'll have me on the ground. I can't believe I didn't even talk about that. And of course, I love Pee-wee's Big Adventure. That was Tim Burton's first film was Pee-wee's Big Adventure. Rest in peace, Paul Reubens, man. One of the real ones we lost this year so far. Doug said, just to name a few in no particular order, Office Space, Kung Pao, Enter the Fist, Role Models, Team America, World Police, and Me, Myself, and Irene. I love Office Space. It was really hard not having that on here. It was one of those things I was like, man, I can't believe I didn't put that one on there as I was making this list, and I thought about it later on in the week. Love Mike Judge and everything he's got his name attached to. Of course, I said I like Kung Pao. Role Models was on Vale's list. I do like that movie. Team America, World Police. I love Trey Parker and Matt Stone. And that was another one I can't believe I didn't put on here. Me, Myself, and Irene, of course, I love. Trey said The Mask, The Jerk, Happy Gilmore, Undercover Brother, Austin Powers. Love The Mask, love The Jerk, love Happy Gilmore, Undercover Brother. I know him and my aunt wanted me to shout that out. I haven't seen that movie in years, but I remember liking it. And I even ordered that for Trey for his birthday a few years ago because I know how much he loves that movie. And Austin Powers, I really only love the third Austin Powers. Goldmember, that's probably where my love of Austin Powers starts and stops. I like the first two, but eh. Ken said Cannonball Run, Police Academy, Airplane, Porky's, National Lampoon's Animal House, and Christmas Vacation. Love Cannonball Run. Love Police Academy. Airplane, of course, Police Academy ended up getting way too many sequels. I think they're working on more sequels. Airplane, of course, I love Airplane. Porky's, love Porky's. National Lampoon's Animal House, love Animal House, and of course Christmas Vacation. Jake said Monty Python and the Holy Grail, and forgetting Sarah Marshall. Love Holy Grail. Sarah Marshall's okay. Justin said Hot Rod, National Lampoon's Vacation, the newer one, but all are funny. I agree with that. Hot Rod's really good too. Lots of little wrestling references in the t-shirts and stuff. Wonderlust, that Paul Rudd mirror scene gets him every time, any day. It's pretty funny. Talladega Nights, Scary Movie 2, Haunted House 1 and 2, Napoleon Dynamite, Billy Madison, This Is the End, The Dictator, The Interview, Airplane, and Popstar, and Ted. Even though a lot of it is like a Family Guy episode, something makes me happy when that movie comes on. Love Talladega Nights. Scary Movie 2 is probably the best one. Haunted House 1 and 2, I felt like I should have liked more, especially with Gabriel Iglesias, but I didn't think they were that funny. But comedy's subjective. Love Napoleon Dynamite, love Billy Madison, love This Is the End. The Dictator, I actually saw that with Vale when we were on a trip one time, and I remember liking it then, but it was in that edgy humor of the early 2010s. I just remember it falling into that kind of category. Airplane, of course. Popstar was on Vale's list. It's definitely underrated. It's pretty funny. I know him and Eric love that movie, and we all love Lonely Island. I have to show that movie to Trey. I don't know if you've seen it, because he loves Lonely Island. Ted, even though I love Ted. Love Ted 1 and 2. I love Seth MacFarlane. Mark said The Mask. Love The Mask. Shy said, Step Brothers, Quick Change, We're the Millers, This Is the End, That's My Boy, Summer School, Don't Tell Mom, The Babysitter's Dead, and Horrible Bosses. Now, Step Brothers, I kept that off because I knew it would have been Vale and Brody's favorite one, because they quote it all the time, and we talk about that very briefly. I like that movie a lot. Everyone else seems to love it a tad more, but it's really good. It's just, I don't love it to that tier. A Quick Change, I don't remember Quick Change. We're the Millers, again, it was just the same thing with Step Brothers, where it's like, it's not horrible, but it just, I think everybody hyped it up so heavy for me. I probably like Step Brothers way more, though. This Is the End, love it. That's My Boy, underrated as hell. Summer School is good. Don't Tell Mom, The Babysitter's Dead. I haven't seen that since I was a kid. I did remember liking it. And Horrible Bosses, of course. And, of course, the Undercover Brother shout-out. Dusty, prepare yourself for this one. This is a big one. Big list. Kung Fu Hustle, Spaceballs, Blazing Saddles. Love Blazing Saddles. The World's End. Love The World's End. Captain Ron, I haven't seen in years. Down Periscope, I haven't seen since I was a kid. In the Army now, Pauly Shore. I'm not a Pauly Shore guy. McHale's Navy. I haven't seen that in years. Biodome. Ugh. Mallrats. One of my favorite movies ever. Tommy Boy. Love Tommy Boy. The Pest. Oh man. Ace Ventura. I love the Ace Ventura movies. The Adventures of Pluto and Ash. I'm not big on that movie either. Jane Silent Bob Strike Back. Of course, I love. Grind is good. Son-in-Law is probably the only Pauly Shore live-action movie I like. I like Pauly Shore and Goofy movie, but Central Intelligence is pretty good. That's the one with The Rock and Kevin Hart. Yeah, that was pretty good. Life of Brian, of course I love. Scary Movie 2. Dogma, of course I love. Caddyshack, of course I love. It was on my honorable mentions. Miss Doubtfire. Of course I love Mrs. Doubtfire. And Steven said Robin Hood Men in Tights and Blazing Saddles. Robin Hood Men in Tights gets slept on, but that's a pretty good one. Alright guys, thank you for tuning in this week. I love you guys. Be safe, take care, and stay posted for the next week's topic, or this week's topic now. Alright, take care guys, stay safe.